Well, welcome to Meet Me in the Penthouse. I have to tell you, I love fashion, so I'm so excited about our guest today. That is how we met, is I complimented her on one of her outfits, and lo and behold, she's got an amazing, amazing story, like in every single way.
Yes.
Every single way. So we are so grateful. She's so incredibly busy, and she was able to tuck us into a really busy schedule, and just excited to share her with you. This is Melanie Miller on Instagram. It's Melanie Ray Miller. This is important because trust me, you'll want to go. You're gonna want to go
There's some
visit.
Melanie Millers out there, so we want to make sure they find the right one. All right.
And
Yes.
her page. Well, we're not. I'm just saying, trust me.
It's worth following. It's worth following for sure.
Yeah.
Your story is so powerful.
It is.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be in the penthouse. Yay.
In the pink,
In the pink house. In the pink house. Exactly. With the pink lighting behind you even. I mean, it's all pinked up. It's all a vibe.
Yeah. So as I was having coffee with Melanie after I met her, she shared a little bit of her story. And of course, there were tears. And then there was like, holy cow, just all the emotions. And you're going to feel that today. So I'd love to have you just take us back a bit to sort of how this gorgeous life of yours has unraveled and kind of where you came from.
Is this my life? Sometimes I look back on this thing and I'm like, who did that? Who is? And then I'm like, oh, that was me. I think we underestimate ourselves as women. You don't know what we really can do and create. So, yes. And we all have a story. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
Everybody has challenges. Everybody has woes and have been through stuff. And I love women. I love sharing stories about women who rise from the ashes of the stuff, and the ashes can happen often in your life. You can have many campfires. So I love that because I feel like that's what I have done is just set out to create, good things out of my life, out of ashes, so to speak.
yes.
And you have.
Yep. Yes.
So, I was married and then, thought that was my forever, as you do, thought I crossed every T and dotted every I. And then I sort of found myself at 40 divorced. And that was a shock. I could not, it was hard to even navigate how to function in life, like everything was on that. And I'd always wanted to be a mom. I was the best babysitter in the neighborhood.
Oh.
I was a camp counselor. I nannied in college. I pursued education.
Yes.
I love kids and I wanted to be a mom. And so the floor was kind of ripped out underneath me when I found myself divorced, and I felt like no chance for motherhood for me. I can even remember my ex-husband saying to me, well, I can still be a dad and you can't be a mom. I still think about that.
Yes.
He would be mortified to know that he had said that.
Right.
But he did. And I remember, and I'm not saying my life was about, I'm going to prove him wrong. But, I was like, I can still. And I think the greatest lesson I want to tell people is just, it's never too late. Whatever it is, if it's being a mom or changing a career, or you have sad hair and you want life, or you want your teeth straight, it's never too late.
Or to write the book.
Write the
Yeah.
book,
Yes.
leave a sad relationship, start over. It is never too late. And your better days are always ahead. So
Amen.
anyway, yeah, I think my mom said, well, what if you went to a sperm bank? She would die if she knew that. But she did say that to me. And I was a teacher at the time, and I can remember just like imagining myself like sitting down. Okay, kids, come on over. Miss Miller's going to read you a story. Miss Miller, tell us about, well, there's this bank you can go. And I was like, it didn't resonate with who I wanted to be and how I wanted to be known. And so I saw a billboard one day and it said, be a foster parent. And I just thought, well, why not me? And I remember some people saying, I could never do that. I could never love something and let it go. And I remember thinking, how selfish.
Wow.
How selfish,
And you were in
you're
your
more
40s.
concerned about yourself than helping. And so I was like,
Yeah.
you do that. Yeah, I was in my 40s.
And divorced when
And
you
divorced.
decided, I think foster care is a great thing for me.
How crazy is that?
I
What?
I know.
What?
Amazingly crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I did it.
Yes.
I did it. I went through the classes. My family was hesitant about it. Mel, you're gonna again love something and have to let it go. And I felt like I had already gone through a lot of trauma. We had watched my dad, fight brain cancer and lose his fight, and I had gone through my divorce, and so I felt like, oh, I can handle anything. So anyway, I did it, and this little baby came on a Friday night and dropped off at my door, and I guess he never really left. He never
That was your one and only.
my one and only. And I've heard so many sad stories from women and foster
yes.
families that have had to see their loved ones go back, and that's the goal,
Right,
really, is
right,
reunification.
absolutely.
We want them to go back to well parents, and he never went back.
Oh my gosh.
So
And adoption gotcha day was
so it was about 3.5 years, and I will say it was not easy. Like, that was, there was a lot of yuck in that, and a lot of roller coaster emotions for me. Like, I'm gonna have to give it, he's gonna have to go back, and all the things, and so many stories involved with that. But then, yes, we went through the termination trials of both of his parents, and that was out of the way. And then we adopted in 2017, and here we are. He's just started middle school.
And when you say we, it's you and him.
Yes.
I mean,
We.
it's you and him. There's no.
Yes, but like my mom is super supportive, and it's always been important to have good male role models in his life. And we've been with counselors and therapists, and because it is my mission to help him not to break the cycle of his like toxic, chaotic life, and that of his parents, and that of his parents' parents. And so we are going to do all the things to give him the tools he needs.
I just love your story when you were navigating being a solo parent with a foster child and figuring it all out, teaching full time.
Yes. I can remember conference days. I had to get help, because conference days, you teach all day and you go right from after school to like 8 o'clock at night. What do you do when you have a
baby?
Yes. But I had a huge support system, people that were, and I have a hard time. I will give anyone help, but sometimes I have a hard time asking.
Yes, but you had to ask.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
I had to push myself out of that and ask for help.
And when did you decide that you were going to pivot again and just do something else in teaching?
Gosh, yes.
Because again, it's never too late. You just said, we just said that.
And you can do hard things.
You can do hard things.
And it can still be beautiful on the other side. So yes, I was an educator for 30 years. And I just had gotten to the point, education has changed a lot over the years.
Started when she was 14.
It's changed a lot.
And what grade? Tell me what.
Third grade
Third grade.
mostly.
Okay.
So just that sweet. They love school. They love learning. And but I just wasn't healthy anymore. I was anxious all the time. I brought my frustrations home. I felt like I wasn't a good parent. I probably wasn't a good daughter, maybe not a good girlfriend at times. And I just felt so yucky. And unlike a lot of jobs where you can just say, I'm going to start pursuing some interview, and then I can slide from one to the other. I'm just going to give my 2 weeks and I'll start on Monday. You can't do that in education. So I was asked in January to sign a contract for August, for a commitment to a whole year. And I said, I'm not doing it. And my mom said, oh, Melanie, your spring breaks, your summers. And I'm like, they're not worth it anymore. Your great teaching salary. I'm like, I'll drive a garbage truck.
Mhm.
I really,
Your pension.
it was not, my mental health was not worth it. And I left a job without having a job.
Okay, that's.
And having a child, having a, 12, how old?
And a mortgage on my own. Like
Yeah,
a
a
mortgage
mortgage.
on my house.
You had Trip, you have a 10-year-old at the time, or how
And
long?
I thought,
12-year-old?
Yeah, I thought like, if we need to eat out of some soup cans for a while, we will.
Oh, I
mean,
like
I'm
that.
not going to go in the poorhouse. And I had, I had investments, or I had some savings. It was all going to be fine. But I look back, that leap of faith.
Yes.
Wow.
Holy cow.
That is.
And I don't think I was ever scared, because you know why? My fear of being stuck where I was doing that at such an unhealthy was greater than any fear.
Yeah.
That's
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was stuck,
Yes.
and when you want it bad enough, ladies, you
Yes.
go.
Yes.
You do because
And it
don't
always
want to be here anymore.
And I love that
out.
you didn't have a backup plan because I think so
Yes.
often we want the answer, and that's faith. Faith is
Yeah.
stepping out onto nothing but landing on something. You don't know what that is, but
I knew God had me.
Yes.
He always has through he always does. I knew I was not going to be in the poorhouse. I knew I wasn't. But
So-
still,
Let's go there because I think so many of our listeners have a tug, they have a knowing that they are meant for more. They're restless, that they're in, maybe have been in careers for a certain amount of time, or like they're just not feeling it, right? Their mental health is being so what was there like an aha moment when you were like getting ready to sign that contract, or getting ready to leave your marriage? Was there something that was so like a feeling or a moment, or were you
intuition.
or was it just a God, like you could just feel that like, no, I'm stepping out in faith?
yeah. And I always feel like there's something better ahead. I don't know. Like I think in everything and all of, even when I was going through my divorce, I always felt like, oh, good things are ahead. Or I'm still worthy. I'm still capable of love, to be loved. I still have a lot to give to give me the garbage truck and I will make purpose out of it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I'll, I'll wear a cute outfit. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
you will.
So
Yes.
I think
We'll be in pink overalls,
yes,
emptying your
yes.
garbage cans.
I don't think it matters what you do. It's like finding within what you do the impact or the difference that you want to make. I think you can make a difference being a garbage truck driver,
Yes.
whatever.
And so it didn't even
Yeah.
cross your mind. That's right. It didn't even cross your mind that you were going to struggle or fail. You just were like, you knew you wouldn't.
I think my mom and, my dad's not here today, but I think they would tell you if I want something, go for it. Like I've never batted an eyelash. If I wanted to go on a vacation, I would start get a summertime job, or I would teach summer school, or I would I would do whatever it took to get what I wanted. Now I don't make it sound like I'm not in a McMansion. I don't have boats and multiple cars.
But you have
My
a
life is beautiful.
gorgeous
It's perfect
life.
just the way that it
Yes.
is. Do we all want more? Yes. I still want more. I'm always wanting more,
Yes.
But I have always, quote unquote, gotten what I've wanted within reason because I went for it.
Yes. And you believe in yourself, and you
Mhm.
believe you can, and you take action and step out in faith.
And that's confidence. Like the piece you're wearing. I said, that takes confidence to wear that stunning 1940s necklace. Like that is a confident piece. And it does take confidence to do that.
It does. I think every time we dress up, look good, feel good, do good. I think it's not just but it's what the outfit does for you.
Were you always
Yes.
like this as a teacher? Like,
Yes.
did you?
Yes, I clumped down the hallway in my high heel shoes.
Okay, I love that. I mean,
I love you. See that?
Fell down the stairs a couple times.
Yes.
I could look cuter in a sweatshirt and jeans on a Friday than some teachers looked in their professional wear during the week.
you've just
Yes.
always loved
Always.
fashion.
Yeah.
Like Amy, she came out of the womb in heels.
We get
Yeah,
each other.
yes,
We get
yes.
each other. So
It's always been very, and Amy's always said, dress the part. Like, dress the part. You'll get the part when you dress the part, but it's who you're being. And so you're like, I'm a rockin' third grade teacher, and I'm gonna
yeah.
show up like one.
heck yeah. Yeah.
And you did.
And the people you attract and the people that are inspired by you. Like
Yes.
you're almost like a walking billboard, and people
Oh, I bet at conferences you were a hoot. I'm sure the
You
parents
were a
loved
brand
you.
before branding. I tell
Yes.
myself that I was a brand before branding
Yes,
was
yeah.
in.
Uh-huh.
You were a
We knew
brand
that we-
before we knew that to
Right.
build your
You
brand.
just finally have social media be able to follow you around now,
Yeah.
where you were doing that before.
So let's go
I
there.
love that.
yeah.
Yes, let's go there. So in between single momming, teaching, maintaining a lovely home on her own, doing all of this, you on the side started a an Instagram account.
Yes. I had a girlfriend that inspired. I always think we have someone that sort of plants a seed sometimes
Right.
for us. And so she planted that little seed for me. And she was like, you would be a great personal stylist. And I'm like, Alita, we live in Omaha, Nebraska. People don't need stylists. People don't, and she said, well, just create an Instagram page. And I remember saying, I don't even know what's Instagram. So I didn't even know. But I was like, okay, I think I like sat on it for a couple months. And then finally in 2018, I can remember my first post. I was just like, okay, I'm going to do this. And so she was like, just post a picture of you in an outfit or a picture of you in trip. And back then, Instagram was about beautiful photos. It was just images. And it was just, I would get on my front porch and I can remember my selfie stick and I would take photos. And I can remember my first reel when Instagram was trying to like move towards like TikTok-y kind of stuff. And it is so cringy. And so many things that I've done on Instagram are so, I look at them and I'm like, but oh my gosh, isn't that powerful? But I did it.
And you posted it.
And I posted it. And I didn't die.
Yes.
I didn't die.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. And it resonates with someone. It resonated with someone. And
150,000 as of now, right? Someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
And I also love that you're not in your 20s or 30s. You did this in your 50s.
And I don't know if I ever batted an eyelash about that. At times I'll be like, well, these little jowls right here starting to come out, but there are so many women our age that are screaming and wanting this for themselves.
Yes.
And I think we have this society. I mean, I wore Chicos back when I was in my 20s because there's no rule about clothing or who wears what. I'll have women that say, oh, you shouldn't be wearing those ripped up, jean shorts at your age. Who says?
Oh my Lord.
Yes.
I remember our mother always said you cannot wear sleeveless shirts after the age of 50. I know. Says who?
Yes,
says who?
Who? So,
I do love your ripped up jean shorts, by the way.
I do too.
I think they're amazing.
Like,
I do.
God.
And the way you style them.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to be you the other day, but it wasn't working. I need to go back and watch more.
Well, some women are like, you're what you're wearing is
And
like
I'm
for
sure
a
you
teenager
I'm sure you do
or-
get that,
Yes,
right? You get mean
or-
comments.
I wore a leopard blazer and someone was like, that's so my grandma, and I remember thinking, oh, you must have a very
cool grandma.
Thank you for the compliment.
so old looking on you. And I was like, so you just, it's helped a lot too. And just, I'm a recovering perfectionist.
Yeah.
I still,
Yeah.
that still weaves into so much of what I do. And gosh, you can't be a perfectionist on this platform because you're going to make mistakes. And I heard someone say one time is they don't do a second shot of something. They do it and then they
I
post
love
it.
that. Yeah.
And I think I've tried to be more like that. And I've just tried to be like, heck with it. And so it has helped me. I mean, I know it's helped others, but it's helped me get out of my stuff too. My perfectionism and my need for things to be perfect or care about what other people think. I've been a slave to that my whole life. And I don't know when that hat got taken off along the way, but I don't care. I care.
Right.
You know what I mean? I care what you think, but I don't care what you think.
Yes.
And I think like whether you do that first take and you post it and then some people go back and think, oh my gosh, what's in the background? Oh my goodness, there is this that's sitting there and who cares?
Yeah.
Like I am normal.
Yep,
I
bed's
don't have
not made.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many times have I taken a photo off because the bed's not made?
Yep.
I think you were raised better than that to have your bed made. But sometimes quite honestly, it's not because
doesn't
my
get done.
husband's the last one out and I'm like, that's your job.
Because a cute outfit might be a priority over getting the bed made.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Well, and I definitely
Right.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Agree with that. So
Yes. Mine is more like up and he's out last. But, whatever. It's like, but I know somebody is like, well, thank God she doesn't make her bed.
yeah, I think I've had people tell me that, and sometimes I don't have the white kitchen that everybody has. I can get caught into that, having a white kitchen. And it's just forced me to get myself out of all my stuff too.
You know what is so funny you say that, and I'm going to be completely vulnerable. Molly's like, we moved into a house on the lake. It's gorgeous. It's
Gorgeous.
but it has black, very expensive black cabinets. And I don't ever post in my kitchen because
It's not white.
What is
it's
this
not
thing
white.
we have?
I mean, like, because I would, like, it was a pre-built home. I did, like,
Yes.
but I'm like,
I love black
anyway,
cabinets.
but Molly, and I'm like, well, because I have black. Isn't that funny? I'm going to,
Yes.
and they're gorgeous.
You're going to start seeing more from the black
I know. I'm
cabinets
going to
now.
start posting on my
She's
black
like,
cabinet.
forget perfectionism. Who cares?
But I know. I'm like, isn't that funny that there are things like that yeah, that is
Silly
that sounds-
societal
Yes.
stuff that we
Yes.
that we
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And then just fun stuff. I know Amy did one in it was the funniest video. I mean, I cackled for a good hour, and she said, "This looks like a bridesmaid's dress." In fact, it probably is. And I was like, I love owning up to that. Like, I probably did order it off a bridesmaid site, but who cares? I love it. I love yellow. And then she turns around, and there happens to be yellow flowers behind her, and she's like, "Well, here I am. I am a bridesmaid."
I did see that.
It was
Yes,
so
I did.
hysterical.
Organic and real. And,
Yes.
and yes.
And I was, yes. And I
Like-
need to do more of
and
that.
I always-
am a recovering
Yes, and I'm always like,
still.
do that because people
Yeah.
ask her
yes.
all the time for her outfits. And then we love when she does get up, not sleeping well at 3 a.m. and she orders some hysterical
stuff.
There's
some banging
real
stuff.
stuff
Yes.
that I was too embarrassed to admit that I
And you need
took
to
it right
put that
Goodwill.
on too. Like, put that on. You had an MC Hammer outfit that we were
I
like,
did keep that.
wow.
I was like, ooh, it looked different in the photo at 3 a.m.
Yes. So putting that on, but it's so good just to show people like I'm just a real person. And I try to remember that even like, don't put that filter on and just show people
Yeah.
with your wrinkles and lines.
and
I
like,
do that too.
I loved
yeah.
that you put something on. One of your outfits had like a cami. I don't know. You could see your middle section.
Yeah.
I loved that. And I like you were putting it on. It was just a really
Oh,
like,
yes.
and I love that you do that. And then all of the comments were, oh my gosh, you look amazing. What
Yeah.
do you do? Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I would have been like, people
Oh,
would be
my
thinking,
stomach was
like,
at-
I
oh,
have the
oh.
like the one, the one,
I have the
whatever,
one.
imperfection or
my
scar. whatever.
saggy skin.
And then I saw all of the praise from that, and I'm like, you go, girl.
Well, I also want to show women that because I
And
have
you looked fabulous, by the way.
recently taken off
think-
like, thank you, like
Yes.
10, 12 pounds. And I also thought I could never do that at 56. I thought, you know what I mean? I
Right,
thought
you're
you couldn't alter
menop-
my body.
right.
Post-menopause.
Because that's what we've been
post-hysterectomy.
told.
Right.
It's just going to be stuck here. And if anything, I'm going to get bigger. And so I kind of, it was a little product placement. Is that such a thing that your
Yes.
abs can be?
Yes.
They're not.
Yes.
But that I'm like,
Amazing.
I'm doing some things, women. I am doing things,
Yes.
health, good, wellness. And I feel, what is it about as you get older, you want like the good, clean product
Yes,
in you,
yes.
And so I'm like, this is what it's doing,
Yeah,
like,
it's actually moving the needle.
when you start taking care of yourself.
and sometimes a cute outfit isn't going to cover some of that stuff. Like, sometimes it's what goes in my mouth is going to be better than the cute outfit on the outside. If I'm not
Right.
feeling good in my skin, it doesn't matter about the big necklace around my neck,
Exactly.
So
what are so as you've like you've just made some really bold moves, right? With leaving a marriage, with deciding to solo parent, to foster care, foster
And then adopt
and then adopt,
yes,
on your own.
and then
Yes.
to really, as you still have a child at home, most people are like, I'll retire from education
yes,
once my child's through college,
Right.
at least through high school, and he's in middle school, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you're retired from
yeah.
that
The life
career.
of a cruise ship through Europe is years away from me.
She's open. It'll just be when she's
But
70.
you can
so
see what I'm dreaming about, right?
So what are you most proud of when you look at some of those decisions that you've made? Do you have, one or two or just decisions that you're like, so as these women who are listening and like
Yeah.
knowing that there's more, knowing it's not too late, knowing that they're not too old or, whatever, it's to start a career, to adopt a child, to leave a
Oh, yeah.
relationship.
Probably motherhood is probably the most, the thing I'm the most proud of. I look back on that girl and I'm so proud that it sounds yucky to say it went after what she wanted because it makes it makes it sound like it's a thing but I wanted to be a mom so bad, and I am just so proud of the steps that I went through to make that happen.
Ugh.
And it hasn't been easy. It's still not easy.
Oh,
He is a challenge. He is a challenge. We had a second grade ADHD diagnosis, which I know is, from all of the stuff that he went through in his year before I had him. And then we recently had an autistic diagnosis. So there's stuff. There's stuff.
Right. It
There's-
hasn't been smooth sailing.
No,
and
it's
easy.
not. It's not. And so, but I am so proud of that and us and that girl that went after what she wanted. And then I'm proud of the change I've made. I cut my salary in half when I left my teaching role.
Ugh.
I'm working part-time, but along the way, that little Instagram side gig, I would call it, just content creation. I used to be able to like buy a gallon of milk with my commissions,
Yes.
and then like I used to be able to like pay my OPPD bill, and then it got to be pay my car payment, and then it was like my mortgage, and then my mortgage and my car, so it's, and I'm not, but just,
But just to know what's possible, you're
Yes,
56,
right.
and to know what is possible, it doesn't have to be somebody famous living in Chicago that's 20. That's what I love. Like,
Yes.
right.
you're just a super cool mom that chose to go after her dream of being a mother and partner it with your creative side.
Well, that's sweet. And I will tell you, I've always thought, I'm a very faithful woman. So I
Yeah.
believe that, God has a plan for me. That saying we all
Yes.
say, God has a plan. And he does. He absolutely does. And he has orchestrated so many he's there. He's been present through all of it. But I had to take steps. I had to do things. My choices had to be embedded in all that for his plan to unfurl for me. So, and it's always evolving anyway. So,
One of my favorite things. So when I met you and complimented you on your outfits, and then our mutual friends like, well, she's an influencer, and you're like, I don't want to use the word. So share with me that you have been given a gift of fashion and of being able to put it out there. How would you like to be known with this gift that you've been given?
I don't know what the word influence. Something about it feels a little.
I know,
just negative to me, or like I'm trying to like. I don't know, persuade
Connive,
you.
or
I
it
don't
sounds
know.
like
I
negative.
can't. So I've just never. I know it's wordy, but I used to say inspire-er. That's a
I like that.
word.
That I was just going to say,
Or-
let's come up with a word.
Right. Or I was
resonates.
thinking too, like instigator, like, and that sounds a little naughty,
Oh.
but I want to instigate you. I want to do
love
something.
that.
Like, I just recently had this woman reach out, and she was like, sometimes you don't always know the plant, the seeds that you've planted for someone.
Aw.
And your cute outfits inspired me to write a book and start a wellness path. I mean, this
Wow.
whole thing.
Wow.
And she was like, you have to know what you did for me. And how you I don't want to be a transformer.
Why not? Yes.
Instigator, inspire, I don't know. But I also do that for myself too. Like me,
Yes.
Right.
I don't know. Like I inspire myself too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I transform myself too. And
It
I'm
starts with you. It always
instigating
does.
myself to do more and get out of my comfort zone. And so I'm not sure what word to use. I used to say content creator,
Yes.
but I'm always a mother at heart. Then
I
it was a
love that.
teacher, and I've always been tied to those titles we have. And I will tell you, I used to call it my silly style page because it felt, and sometimes it still does feel, a little pretentious to me. And I don't think there's anything there's probably some pretentious things about me,
No.
but I don't want it to be
That's
like
not-
that. Do you know what I mean? I
right.
just,
That's
I
not
want
your-
to, I want to be known. I always tell my son, how do you want to be known today? What do you want people, what impression do you want people to have from you by the end of the day? And when those kids go home and tell their parents, I saw Trip today, how do you want to be known around their kitchen
Yes.
table? And I always want to be known, a certain way. And it just felt like, I don't know, like just the whole put myself out there sometimes, people write, oh, it's need attention much. And, and I just,
Oh my gosh, that is such
Yeah.
projection,
no.
right?
Yes.
Their insecurity,
Yes.
right? It's like I could never do that. I admire her for doing that. Yes.
well,
And I love, does Trip have social media yet? I'm curious, and I think I get this question a lot from people having a 24-year-old. Like, Does she mind you putting her on social media? Well, obviously that's a question that I get to ask her, but then also, does he hear anything from his friends? Like, oh, I saw your mom on social media and her tummy was showing.
Yep.
Or,
I'm sure that has happened. And when I think about that, it does give me pause.
Yes.
It does give me pause for reflection, for sure. Yes.
I have to tell you, my son and daughter, both in different times, they had somebody describe me because I'm on social media and I'm sure it's cringy and because I do, as they said, Lauren, your mom's an icon, and I'm like, ooh,
so good.
I received that. I
received
received
so
that.
good.
That icon. I mean, I'm sure they were.
And again,
obviously-
not while you're doing it. You're just
Yes, but I'm like, okay, to have some, like my kids' friends say you're,
see
and I
you
think
that
it's
way.
authentic. It's because I'm authentic. It
Yes.
is who I am. I have been this way from,
Yes.
You're not
just
trying to
like
put
you,
on
from the time I was
airs or-
10. If
Yep.
you ask anybody I went to high school with, I
Yes.
was always dressed the best dress.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's what I would do. I wouldn't go to a party. I would sew 2 denim skirts together and,
And we were late for church always because that's when her creativity hit, was like right
piercing my
before
ears.
church.
Yeah,
With a
doing, like,
potato behind her
more
ear,
jewelry.
always.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my
So
gosh.
probably like
Yes.
I've always been like this.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is
Yes.
who I am, and it's who my daughter is.
Yes.
Mhm.
She is known for her fashion as well,
Mhm.
Yes.
and so was our mom.
Yeah.
So like no apologies. Let's
Nope.
I call
Yes.
you an icon too.
Yes.
You're an
I'll take
icon.
it. Hey, I'll take
Absolutely.
it. Absolutely, I'll take it.
Yes.
Yes, but I hope that Trip will see me as someone that was impactful and made a difference for women and inspired women to be their best
Yes.
selves.
Yes.
But when I am in my sports bra and I'm putting on a t-shirt on video out to the world, it is pause for reflection
Oh,
for
it's
me.
phenomenal.
I agree
like,
as well.
you
I agree
go,
as
girl.
well. And even Sophie even said this to me last night. I said, it's so funny what reels don't do well. And she goes, oh my gosh, Mom, you're acting like me in high school. And I said, no one likes my Iron Man ones very much. And she said, well, because no one knows what
an
it is
Iron
that
Man
you're
is.
doing.
Yes.
So that might be the issue. And I was like, wisdom from a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's,
Yeah.
the awareness that I'm like, oh, I wish that one did better. And looking back on old stuff, like, what am I doing? So I agree in the fact of the sports bra with the shirt over it. It's like to show just a glimpse of
There's
like,
a purpose.
yes, it's not like, hey, look at me, I'm amazing, but just like, I hope I inspire you, because that's what I hear from people all the
Yes.
time as well, is you inspire me so much. And I'm always like, to do what? Like to run a race,
Right.
to
be
take
fit
care of
and
yourself,
healthy.
to get out of bed in the morning and put
Yes.
yourself first. Like,
To do
how am
what
I
makes you happy.
inspiring?
Yes.
How am I inspiring you? And
That's
we
a great
all
question to
inspire
ask
people.
back.
Always.
People say that, you don't want to be like, well,
But
but
truly,
you
how
wanna
am I
tell
inspiring?
me. I want to
Yes.
know
How am I
like, in what
inspiring you?
specific way.
And
Yeah.
especially when it comes to clothes, because I don't feel like that is a gift that I particularly have as well but what makes you feel good? What
Yeah.
makes you feel good?
Yes.
Then go ahead and wear that.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you wear.
Right. And that's where you
If
want to
it-
be inspiring. So
Yes.
Trip, I want you to know this, that
Yep.
I'm out there to inspire women, whether they're in their 80s or in their 20s.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I faced a time in my life where I made a big change financially, career-wise, I want him to know that I made it happen. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like I found a way and
Yes.
I still was able to put mac and cheese on the table for you. I want him to see a woman that went after what she wanted and made life happen for herself. So,
You are inspiring.
Well,
You are so you're an
An
icon,
inspiring icon.
an inspiring icon.
well,
There we
Amen.
go.
Amen.
thank you.
And the fact that you're so deeply rooted in faith, obviously, that is a huge appeal to us as well. So I love that. I mean, to me, you're the whole package.
Yeah.
So it is.
Absolutely.
It is.
And you leave people with a feeling of increase.
Mm-hmm.
You leave people with a feeling of increase, no matter if it's on your Instagram page or
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And as we bring this in for a landing, we
Is
always
it
ask this.
It's time to
Always
leave
ask this.
already?
I know.
Kicking me out?
When we ask you to be on the, I have this because all of our guests do this. When we say, we'd love to have you be on our podcast, you overthink it and what,
Oh,
and you're like, am I
totally
going to be able
did.
to fill?
Right.
Am I going to be
Totally
able to
did.
fill the time? And of course, I'm like, we could go on talking forever. We'll have you back again.
I would love to
We'll
come
have-
back again.
I know.
Yes. So just two questions I have for you. What do you want your son to say about you
Oh, gosh.
at the end of what would you
End
like
of
to
my
have
journey?
at the end of your journey? What would you like to have Tripp say about his mom? What do you think he will say about his mom?
I hope he says, she saved me. And people used to say, like, oh, you saved that little guy. And I was like, he saved me back, like he saved me back. But I hope he sees the choices that I made, some of the hard decisions I had to make. I was not always popular. I'm not especially being a single parent. And my boyfriend Daryl is a whole different podcast we can talk about another time because he's been so influential and so good in the whole process. But
Daryl.
when it's just you making a decision, it's not like, we'll go ask your dad or, well, together we've made this decision for you. It was always me. And so I was always a bad person. And he doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't have social, and everybody else does. Everybody, And so I've had a lot of, challenging things to go through as a mom, but I hope he'll look back and be like, she did it all for me. And I see all the good in what she did,
Oh my goodness.
He absolutely will. Yes.
I hope so.
Yes. Without
Without a question. I mean,
there's-
honestly.
I haven't allowed him to see his bio parents for reasons. And, sometimes he gets upset about that. And I hope it all comes together for him. All the pieces are clear and it's crystal clear and he's healthy and well and whole and living his best life.
Isn't there just that deep seed of knowing, though, that you're such a faith-filled person that it is?
That he's going to be okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm better now than I ever have been, but certainly, coming from parents that are both addicts, that's in him. And so people worry about their kids' grades or their work, and I'm just like, let's just get through without drugs, get through without drugs.
Yeah.
And so right now he says, Mom, I'm never doing drugs. Because we've been completely transparent about everything. But, you can say that now, but you don't know what his future holds for him. So we're just going to
Choose to believe.
Who holds his future.
we
Yes.
know who holds
Yes.
his future.
Amen.
And yes. So sorry.
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't mean to. I love, but
We're all
and-
about realness.
yes. And then lastly, our podcast is called Meet Me in the Penthouse. And what does being in the penthouse mean to you?
I had to think about this one because it can mean so many different things. But the thing that came to mind instantly was just when we all kind of think about a penthouse, it's the top, it's the luxe, it's living your best life, it's all the amenities, it's all your dreams come true,
Mhm.
And so I think just trying to live every day as if you are in the penthouse, and dream big. Dream big. I think you should always have dreams. You should always have things you're hoping for. You should always want more. I did have an old boyfriend that said, "God, you always want more." And I thought that's why we're not a match. We are not a
Hold on,
match
boyfriend.
because I will always want more opportunity, more people, more community, more things, just more. And so I feel like Meet Me in the Penthouse is such a, oh gosh, it's such a lofty thought, like we all want to be there, yet we all probably are living in the penthouse every day in our life. If we could just find
Yes.
the small little beauties, we are in the penthouse.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That is a
Beautiful.
amen, right?
Yes.
Such a beautiful
Yes.
way to end. Yes. Yes. And also,
Check out our
Yes.
journal. I mean,
Yes.
she knows. It is out. The Amazon link is in the show notes. And we always say this, please, I know that you heard something impactful from Melanie today, and like, share, subscribe. I mean, share this with your friends. And there's so many nuggets in there that were so
Yes.
powerful, and whatever platform that is. And go get the journal because it is, I feel like it's just what you talked about. It is that inner knowing of you already know. So men, we may have something come out for you someday, but for right now, this is called She Knows. Buy it for the women in your life because you will love it as well. But we are so grateful for you, Melanie. We adore you. We love you. And we can't wait for people to find you.
Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you are instigators. You are icons.
Thanks.
And you are, I love how you celebrate women. I love how you celebrate women in all facets. I mean, there could be, what does a 56-year-old woman have to share? And yet you give women opportunity to share. We all have something to share.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we
We all have a good story. So
Yes.
keep doing what you're doing. I love how you honor and beautify women. So
Oh, thank
keep
you.
it up, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Meet Me in the Penthouse. And we would love to have you follow us at www.sistersnextdoor.com.
Anywhere that you listen to your podcast, please feel free to give us 5 stars because we know you're going to find us fabulous, and pass this along to any friends that you know would enjoy this episode.